In a sun-dusted Uzbek town where the streets echoed with the laughter of children and the scent of fresh bread drifted from open windows, there stood a humble home nestled among the winding alleys and ancient trees. Its walls, though worn by time and weather, held stories of generations past, and its heart was full to the brim with warmth and love. Within these walls lived 5 sisters, each as different as the petals of a wildflower. Areeba, the eldest, was wise beyond her years, always ready with gentle advice and a steady hand. Sabo, the second, was fiery and bold, her laughter ringing out like a bell, never afraid to speak her mind or defend her sisters. Mahnura, the third, saw the world in colours and shapes, her sketches filling the margins of old notebooks. Hina, the peacemaker, soothed quarrels with a soft word and a kind smile. And then there was Nimra, the youngest, whose laughter bubbled up like a spring glow, bringing joy to everyone around her. Their parents, though they had little in the way of money or possessions, filled the home with music, stories, and the kind of love that made every meal a feast and every day an adventure. The sisters shared everything: dreams whispered late at night, secrets exchanged in the quiet of the garden, and chores that became games when done together. They believed, with the certainty of youth, that nothing could ever break the bond they shared. Their days were simple, yet rich, filled with laughter that echoed through the halls, stories spun beneath the stars, and hope that painted their future in bright, bold colours. Trust was the foundation of their world, given as freely as sunlight streaming through the windows, and received with open hearts. In their small, vibrant world, innocence was a fragile treasure, beautiful, precious, and heartbreakingly easy to lose. Yet for now, it glimmered in every shared glance and every gentle touch, a reminder of the magic that lived within their garden of 5 flowers. Into this peaceful garden, where laughter echoed and the air shimmered with the promise of new beginnings, a presence arrived that would change everything. The family had always cherished their quiet moments together, believing their world to be untouched by shadows. It was here that Shozaib entered, a man whose charm was as effortless as his smile. He seemed to radiate sincerity, his words carefully chosen to put everyone at ease. With every step, he wove himself deeper into the fabric of their lives, his presence both comforting and intriguing. Areeba first met Shozaib at a wedding, a night filled with music, laughter, and celebration. He stood out in the crowd, attentive and engaging, making everyone feel seen. Before long, he was no longer just a guest. He became a regular part of their gatherings, his absence soon unimaginable. Shozaib brought thoughtful gifts, each one perfectly suited to its recipient. He praised the parents for their wisdom and kindness, and with every visit he found new ways to make each sister feel valued and understood. His gestures seemed genuine, his compliments heartfelt. The family welcomed him with open arms, their hearts swelling with happiness at Areeba's joy. They saw in Shozaib a reflection of their own hopes for the future, a man who could bring light and laughter into their home. Shozaib's presence seemed to promise a brighter tomorrow. He encouraged Sabo to pursue her dreams, listened intently to Mahnura as she spoke about her art, offered comfort to Hina in her moments of sadness, and played joyfully with little Nimra in the garden. He became a confidant, a supporter, and a friend to each sister. Each sister, in her own way, believed she shared a special connection with Shozaib. He made them feel seen, heard, and important, as if their bond with him was unlike any other. But beneath his charming exterior, Shozaib was a master of deception. The family, so eager to trust, never suspected the truth. They became his unwitting audience, drawn into a web of illusions spun by the serpent who had quietly entered their garden. Shozaib's poison spread quietly. He convinced Sabo to lend him her savings for a secret business venture. He promised Mahnura her art would be displayed in a city gallery, taking her dowry money for framing. He played on Hina's compassion, borrowing her grandmother's earrings for a fabricated emergency. With Nimra, he stole innocence, making her his messenger and confidant. Each sister, isolated by secrets, believed she was special to him. None realized they were all caught in the same cruel web. The lies that had been carefully woven over months unraveled with Shozaib's sudden, inexplicable silence. His absence was louder than any confession, echoing through the house, and leaving a void that no one could ignore. The family, once so tightly knit, began to sense that something was terribly wrong, but no one dared to speak it aloud at first. Areeba's worry grew with each passing day, her heart pounding every time her phone buzzed, only to find it was never him. She replayed their last conversation in her mind, searching for clues, for any sign that might explain his sudden disappearance. The silence stretched on, heavy and suffocating, making her fears grow darker. One by one, the sisters gathered in hushed circles, their voices trembling as they confessed secrets they had kept hidden for too long. Each revelation was a piece of a puzzle, and as the truth emerged, the betrayal became undeniable. The weight of their confessions pressed down on them, binding them together in shared pain. The family was devastated, trust shattered, honor lost. The air in their home grew thick with sorrow and disbelief, as if the very walls mourned with them. Every glance exchanged was heavy with questions and regret, and the sense of security they once felt was gone. Their home, once filled with laughter and the warmth of shared meals, became heavy with grief and shame. The rooms echoed with memories of happier times, now tainted by the pain of betrayal. Even the sunlight seemed dimmer, unable to pierce the gloom that had settled over them. Outside, the town's whispers turned cruel, their neighbors' glances sharp and unforgiving. Rumors spread quickly, twisting the truth and deepening the family's isolation. Every step outside felt like walking through a storm of judgment, and the once friendly faces now looked on with suspicion and disdain. Their father, once proud and strong, was broken by the weight of disgrace. His shoulders slumped, his eyes hollow. Their mother's tears never ceased, her sobs echoing through the night as she mourned not just the loss of trust, but the loss of innocence in her family. The sisters faced not just heartbreak, but public scorn. Every outing was a reminder of their changed status, as they endured disapproving stares and whispered insults. The world outside their door had become hostile, and their pain was on display for all to see. Their world had turned against them, and the fortress of love they had built over years was breached. Now they stood together, isolated and vulnerable, searching for hope in the darkness that had descended upon their lives. For Areeba, guilt became unbearable. She withdrew, haunted by the pain she believed she'd caused. Her sisters tried to comfort her, but she was unreachable. The family, crushed by loss and judgment, could not heal. Areeba saw herself as the source of their suffering. In her brokenness, she believed her absence might bring peace. Her decision was born of desperate love, not selfishness. She resolved to end her pain, and she hoped her family's. In the quiet of night, Areeba made her final choice. The family awoke to a silence that screamed with grief. The town mourned, pity replacing judgment, but it was too late. The sisters clung to each other, forever changed by loss. Areeba's absence deepened their sorrow. Peace did not return. The family became a symbol of tragedy, marked by shame and loss. Each sister's light dimmed, their dreams tainted by grief. The garden was now missing its brightest flower. Years passed, but the wound never healed. The family moved on, but laughter was never as free. Trust, once their strength, was now shadowed by caution. Each sister bore scars, ambitions abandoned, creativity lost, innocence stolen. Shozaib was gone, but his betrayal haunted them. Their story became a warning: trust is precious and innocence fragile. The garden would never again have 5 flowers.